Hey, how's it going? The title for today's video is Customization Will Leave You Broke. Try this instead. So today we're going to talk about the difference between customization in the sales process and personalization, and why this matters really a lot when it comes to the way you guide your customers, your business builders, and how they feel served or leaving them confused. So we'll jump into some definitions. Customization is the action of making or changing something according to the buyer's or user's needs. I'll say that again. Customization is the action of making or changing something according to the buyer's or user's needs. Now, many network marketers want to customize everything in their business because they think it means that we are showing that we care. The problem with this is that means everything in the business is always changing, and it's really hard to be consistent. So with every single person you talk to, you're like making things up as you go, which means, right, like as you're thinking, your eye contact shifts. It kind of looks like you're lying. You're changing things over and over and over again. And so you never really get in a groove. Doesn't ever really sound quite right. And it doesn't work as well. One of my clients, Alisse, she really wanted to be very thoughtful with all of her customers when she reached out. But it ended up getting so overwhelming to think about, what do they like? What have they been up to? What have they been ordering? What can I recommend to them? And that process became so overwhelming that she stopped reaching out to anyone because she didn't want to be unthoughtful. This was a worse situation because then the customers didn't know she was thinking about them at all. So by overthinking customization, we end up doing nothing, which means the customers don't even get a chance to appreciate how much we've been overthinking what they are doing. She became paralyzed. This affected her confidence. And so she knew she was out of integrity because she wasn't following up with people, but she also felt out of integrity by following up with people, but not fully customizing every conversation. So I started to think about the problem so I could guide her effectively. And here's my conclusion. Customization is impossible for the effective business owner. It's impossible to change every single retention message for each customer based on the preferences of what they've bought in the past or what they might buy in the future. It would take 10 minutes to craft each message. Changing your offer to buy, like what you think they should get based on each unique person's need, will create confusion in your brain, overwhelm for the customer, and then that path doesn't feel tried and true, and it's going to make duplication impossible because then your downline has to know everything about everything all the time instead of just saying, here are our most popular kits. Customers respond much better. All of the psychology of influence will prove that customers, they respond so much better to things that are popular, most popular, the tried and true methods, because they don't want to take so many risks. And so when you customize every single offer based on the person, it's no longer the most popular, and actually decreases people's likelihood they're going to buy. Now, I'm not saying you can never customize an offer. I think that if you give them the most popular ones and then they're like, well, do you think I could just customize it? Then say yes, of course. But to run a customized business is really hard and not that effective. Now, I say all of this as someone who loves individualization. And I truly believe that when we're connecting with people, we ought to consider their personal experiences. So then what is the alternative? If customization is impossible, what's left for us? Except for just like random spammy messages. What's left for us is personalization, which is different. So I found an article written by Salesforce. I'm just going to read you this little blurb here. Personalization is the act of tailoring an experience or communication based on information a company has learned about an individual. Just like you may tailor a gift for a good friend, companies can tailor experiences or communications based on information they learn about their prospects and customers. So personalization is shifting our communication based on, in my opinion, the stage that they're in. This is the easiest way to do it. It's effective, it's efficient, and it gets us to do the things more. And then when people respond to us, then we can move into things that are even more personalized. So here are some practical ways to personalize experiences and communication without going all the way and frying your brain with customization. So number one, in a product conversation, say, I want to personalize this conversation for you. So tell me what's important to you when it comes to blank. This shows people you care and allows you to explain products, kits, or the business opportunity in a way that makes sense to them. This way, you just won't bore them. Number two, keep the same products that you go over with everyone. Just connect it back to what they said. So tailor your communication based on what you know, right? Earlier, you mentioned this thing, this product will help with that. You may not use this every single day, but you'll be glad you have it when. This experience helps the person to feel like it's personal without skipping stuff. A lot of people make the mistakes of asking a question like, when it comes to such and such, what's important to you? And then they only cover the products that are linked up to that need. But it's not actually addressing the fact that they're still going to probably need those other things, those other products, those other services. So by keeping the same presentation or conversation or whatever, but you just tailor the way you explain it based on what you know about them. Third, use simple categories to personalize outreach. For our company, we have people categorized as new, non-clients, and clients. Now we can adjust just a line or two at the beginning of each email so they make a little bit more sense. If there's a promotion for your company, for example, don't send the same message out to every single human that you want to know about the promo. Maybe but don't send 100 different messages either. Split them into three categories: potential customers, customers, and business builders. So for potential customers, you may write one message. I know that getting good value for your money is important to you, so I want to make sure you knew about this promotion. If this is something you'd like more details on, let me know. Maybe it's the right thing to get you started. Personalization, but we can send that to 20 people that maybe didn't buy in the past. For current customers, I don't know if you've had a chance to see the promo yet. You may have already ordered it, but I want to make sure you didn't miss out since it's such a great value. If they're a customer, that is going to make sense to them, and you can send that out to all of the customers for this promo. You write one message. It's not going to do all 100 people, but maybe that's like 80 of the people that you need to reach out to. The third group being business builders, something like, hey, there's an awesome promo to reach out to customers for. If you're planning on taking advantage of this promotion, here's a message I'm using, and maybe it'll get you off to a fast start. Actually, I'd send both messages, right? And so that's personalized for business builders. So you're not just sending that, hey, there's a promo, hope you like it, to everybody, and they don't know what to do. The fourth way to personalize without customizing is to start off with the same 2 kits or packs for each customer. When they choose one, you can offer some add-ons that they might really like based on what you know. So let's say we are, let's say we're selling essential oils, offer them a couple kits. Then they choose one. Then you can say, oh, I know that you also mentioned that you have kids. Would you like to add on some of these kids' vitamins? So that's another way to personalize. You can personalize after the sale as well, to show them that you care and to help them to get additional items that will be really useful for them. Also shows you're listening and trying to be as helpful as possible. So my client Alisse, I told you about earlier, she grouped people based on their relationship versus their individual circumstances, and she was able to reach out to everyone consistently without having to worry. And of course, live happily ever after. Well, I don't know about happily ever after, but what this did is it freed up a lot of brain space and a lot of time for her to focus on networking more effectively, which was really going to help her business. And I want this for you. So I hope that this concept gives you some clarity and helps you even be able to approach your next batch of invitations or sales or whatever with a lot of intention and maybe even a little skill. Now, just to recap for you, the 4 ways there are 4 ways to personalize without customizing. So number 1, I want to personalize this conversation for you. Tell me about what's important to you when it comes to blank. Number 2, keep the same products for everyone that you explain to them, and then just personalize the way you explain it. Like earlier you mentioned, or you may not use this every day. 3, use simple categories to personalize outreach. When you're reaching out to a bunch of people, categorize them in not yet customers, customers, business builders. And 4, utilize add-ons to increase the personalization of the buying experience. And when you do this, it's going to be way more enjoyable for the customer, way more enjoyable for you. And when that happens, you're going to be more successful in your business. Hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon.